Howdy ho, fellow YouTubers. How you crazy cobras doing? Hopefully y'all doing good. So, I'm about to go get some laundry money and then a little something something for Christmas with my family, yeah. And my family is celebrating it early because we're doing Christmas dinner with someone else, so yeah. So I'm going to pick up a bottle of pink champagne for, well, primarily for my mom and my of-age half-sister to sip on, you know. And I mean, if my dad wants a glass, he's more than welcome to have one. I mean, yeah. Like, can I just say one thing, YouTube? I got good taste in alcohol. I know where to get the good shit. Yeah. So, I noticed a lot of sticks in my bin next to my workbench were really dried out. A lot of them would have made crappy wands, so I got rid of a bunch of sticks that I didn't need, because at this point I was just hoarding them, you know, and well, yeah. There's actually a spot here in town where all I need to do is get a hacksaw, and there's a place where people go to dump the sticks that they clean up and from like storms and stuff, you know. Yeah. And you can find staves, scepters, and handheld wand type wood, you know. As long as you don't climb on top of the pile or anything like that, you just go in there with the hacksaw and get a bunch of sticks and then bring them all home. So, I did find a couple spots here in town where I can get sticks. You can always check your parks and that sort of thing. I mean, the nice thing about living in a mountain town is if you want to make wands, there's plenty of trees. So, but I saw an article that I'd like to read for you because I think it's awesome. It says, American witchcraft rises as Christianity declines. The hex centuries on the notion that we live in a universe of chaos. Yeah. As American Christianity slowly exits the scene, witchcraft has suddenly become popular again. According to The Telegraph, the number of Americans who identify as witches now outplace the total number of Presbyterians, which is 1.5 million. As Christianity declines across the country, paganism has swung to the mainstream, with witchcraft paraphernalia for sale on every high street and practices normalized across popular culture, reports the outlet. See, this is good. You know, I mean, if you want to, and this is the cool thing about being an American in Western society, we have this thing called freedom of religion. So, you know, that's good that people are starting to accept it and, you know, show interest in it, you know. Um, no, just because you identify as a witch or warlock or whatever you want to call it, doesn't necessarily mean you truly are one. I mean, some people are going to be a bit more gifted with it than others. I'm just being real with it. You know, people might try their hand at magic and then be like, "Oh, this is total bullshit. It's not working." And then lo and behold, you know. Well, magic works two ways. One, if you don't do it right, it doesn't work. Or two, you do it right and it works so well that it brings utter destruction around you, and you don't want that. So you got to be careful, ever so careful when dabbling with the occult and the supernatural, when dabbling with witchcraft. You have to be respectful and careful would be the two words I would use. You got to walk before you can run. Yeah. But witchcraft has become especially popular during the Trump administration, following the president's victory over Hillary Clinton in 2016. Oh, Democrats, 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 Democrats. If the Democrats would have been a little bit smarter, they would have been like, well, Hail Dog lost to Obama, so the likelihood of her losing to Trump was pretty much likely. If they would have been smart, they would have elected Bernie Sanders. I'm not being sexist, I'm being real with it. Call her Hail Dog because Hillary Clinton's a bitch. Oh, jeez. There were plenty of women who were more qualified for that job, but witches gathering to cast collective binding spells against him. They repeated this following the confirmation of Justice Brett in the Supreme Court. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because I'll butcher the shit out of it. According to Vox, spelled Vox, many quasi or whatever, quasi religious rituals are making the rounds in the halls of social media to help self-identified witches process trauma, anger, and grief in the wake of Kavanaugh's confirmation to the Supreme Court. One popular spell is the gratitude spell, authored by Instagram user Celestite for the pagan political organization Witch the Vote, that focuses on feminist causes. Oh yes, witchcraft can be used to empower the female, trust and believe the inner goddess and stuff like that. Oh yeah, ladies, have you heard the good word of magic today? I'm not talking the card game, but the real shit. Yeah. Have you heard the good word of Mother Lilith? Mother Lilith, mother to all demons and seductress to all. Actually, you know what? She's like the mother of paganism, so to speak, but she's actually, yeah, like the top bitch when it comes to powerful female demons. She's like the one, the first one, the original, Adam's first wife. Much like Lucifer getting cast out of heaven, Lilith was cast out of the Garden of Eden to do her own thing. And she discovered other remedies that Mother Nature had to offer. Yeah. I mean, she's basically like the Mother Teresa of paganism, if that makes any sense. But in this open-ended spell, participants might choose to make a sigil, a sacred sign on the paper, or vary their tribute to Ford in accordance with their own personal experience in history, reports Vox. They might, if they so choose, send their note to Ford directly. Dakota Brancali, a 29-year-old transgender queer witch with co-owner of Catland Books and Witch Shop in Brooklyn, told the Telegraph to rise in witchcraft among millennials speaks to their desire to find spirituality outside of traditional religion. Yes, and that's the wonderful thing about witchcraft is paganism doesn't judge, you know? Paganism doesn't give a shit if you're black, white, Asian, Hindu, Hispanic, gay, straight, trans, cisgender. No. No. The Dark Lord does not discriminate. He welcomes all into his magic circle. Or the Almighty Three, I should say. Satan, Lucifer, the devil himself. Those are three different deific forces. Yeah, but I'm getting ahead of myself. No, but that's the nice thing about magic. It doesn't discriminate. And a lot of younger millennials are feeling like, oh, you go to church? That's so old-fashioned. What are you, a grandmother? You know, that's a joke. I'm kidding. But all seriousness, though, it's no different than older people going to church to find spiritual comforts. Millennials are seeking, you know, something to believe in, something to identify with, and people to hang out with, and a place to belong. Those are the key principles to every religion. I don't care what you practice. And I'm not here to judge. I really am not here to judge YouTube. Life is too short for that. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought I wanted to read this article real quick for you because I thought this was rather interesting. Which makes me feel good knowing that more people are getting into magic and, you know, exploring what it has to offer. Instead of praying that, oh, your life will get better. You know, cast a spell and make it better. You know, you can use magic to help others and as well as yourself. That's the cool thing about it. It can be something as small as helping someone cross the street by flicking your wand at the crosswalk sign and having it turn on to walk instantly. Yeah. No, the nice thing about paganism is it doesn't discriminate. I mean, if you bloody well identify as a goddamn Charmander, unicorn, I mean, if you identify as a Charmander, unicorn, or a freaking troll Wookiee, you know, I don't fucking know what these people anymore with their crazy ass identities. Alright. The Hex centers on the notion that we live in a universe of chaos, entropy, and destruction, death, decay, with a final ending of obliviation. Scientists are telling us, said Bradicale, so the witch does everything for themselves. There is no other help in the universe of decay and chaos. If you don't get in the driver's seat, things will just get worse. You know, I 100% relate to that. If you want to take control of your life, but you're not in the driver's seat, you know, 100%. If you're not in the driver's seat and you're not in control of your life, then it gets out of hand. Bradicale allegedly takes no issue with the idea of causing someone physical harm. Barricale would have been just as pleased with the new Supreme Court justice death registration or physical disfigurement, reports the outlet. In 2017, Mark Watch reported that millennials have been overwhelmingly gravitating towards witchcraft, spirituality, over traditional religion. Worse still, a majority of Americans now believe it is not necessary to believe in God to have good morals. How is that a bad thing? You know, and this is the problem I have with a lot of close-minded Christians, YouTube, is they think you have to be, you know, going to church every fucking Sunday, and that you have to preach the Bible to be a good person. No, you don't. No, you don't. It doesn't matter what religion you practice. I mean, as long as you have good morals, you know. I mean, for real. But it reads on. Many of these young adults have also looked to astrology, which involves aura reading, mediumship, tarot card reading, and palmistry. Adherence to these practices grew 2% between 2011 and 2016, creating an industry that is now worth $2 billion annually. Oh yeah. I'm going to finish reading the article and I'll post it in the description box below if you want to check it out. Melissa Jane of Brooklyn-based Metaphysical Bouquet, Bouquet, Catland confirmed that she has been a rising, that she has seen, oh sorry, I didn't see the S. She has seen a rising interest in the occult these past few years. Whether it be spellcasting, tarot, astrology, meditation, and trance, or herbalism, these traditions offer tangible ways for people to enact change in their lives. She said, for a generation that grew up in a world of big industry, environmental destruction, and large and oppressive governments, and toxic social structures, all of which seem too big to change, this can be incredibly attractive. Now, I definitely relate to the last couple of sentences on that, and of course they got... That's cute. They picked a photo for the article, because you know how some articles like this will have a photo, and they picked a picture of a stereotype of a witch to do it. But okay, you take the photo in tongue-in-cheek as just humor, you know, sort of thing, yeah. But you take more or less what the article has to say, and in a world of corrupt government, environment that's been polluted, people being jerks to you, the appeal of being able to change your life and the lives of others with just a simple spell. I mean, there's some appeal to that, which I think outside of my YouTube subscription count, that would explain why my wands have been selling so quickly. a lot of people are fans, and a lot of people are anxious to try practicing magic for the first time, so they need a good quality wand. While we're on the subject of it, I want to read something off my wand business. So right now, YouTube, I have 19 reviews. All of them are 5 stars. And to close out the video here, I'm going to read you some interesting factoids. From Mon Valley Vintage, 5 stars. Shipped quickly and just as described. I couldn't be happier with it. Got it as a gift for a friend. He was equally pleased. Thank you so much. We're jamming Trails of the Abyss right now. Sweet. I put my last album on, I think, what was it? Yeah, SoundCloud for free. You know, because people are going to pirate and steal my music anyway. I'm not a big enough musician to where I can legally put a stop to that, you know. But Morgan Dunn, 5 stars. She writes, wonderful to have a piece of Cobes to myself. She bought the red wand. And Russ writes, 5 stars. Bought this wand for my girlfriend, but she broke up with me. Gave it to her anyways. It's a good wand. Sorry to hear that, Russ. You know, maybe she'll get back together with you. Maybe, you know, you'll find a different girlfriend, or maybe she'll find a different boyfriend. You never know. But don't stress it, bud. Even though his girlfriend broke up with him, he's still giving the wand a 5-star review. Like, oh yeah, this is, you know. Yeah. Well, speaking of wands, I had to get rid of some very dried up sticks in my work bin next to my workbench. And some of these sticks were not the best quality for making wands. So, yeah. I mean, with magic, there's just a lot of study. That's all it is. The concept of heaven and hell for magic, really. I mean, I believe I'm going to hell when I die, and for me, that's not a bad thing. For Christians, they look at that and be like, ugh, you know. Now, but when I go down to hell, I'll be made a commander and what have you, so I'm not worried about it. The thing about magic, though, is you have to be extremely careful what spells you cast, because 9 times out of 10, whatever you cast comes back upon you tenfold. Yeah. There is even, and I bullshit you not, Christian pagans. Yeah. They practice nature magic and worship Jesus, and they also worship pagan deities at the same time. It's weird, but there you go. you know. I'm just saying. And of course, the idea of being able to fix any issue in your life with the spell, it just sounds appealing enough. And yeah. I've been trying to upload this bacon cheeseburger video I made for a minute, and it's at 92%. So chances are that what's it called? Oh yeah, this video. Chances are this video will upload a lot quicker than the other one, but I'll probably upload this video later just because I don't want to use up all my bandwidth doing too many videos. Hold on a second. But that's good. And I've definitely seen this myself. This article definitely confirms it. Of course, I might just hit this on the upload too, that way. Yeah. Especially with the release of Harry Potter series, movies, the Fantastic Beasts movies, and what have you. You know, there's definitely a piqued interest in the occult. Again, Russ, sorry to hear about you and your girlfriend situation, but who knows? You know. Now, how exactly... See, if I want to use my magic to find a girlfriend, I cannot directly influence it. But if I help people find relationships, then the karma off of that... yeah... If one of my friends is single and I set them up with a suitable companion, then I don't expect it to happen, but that kind of thing does happen, you know. Yeah. But that is kind of cool that a lot more people are taking interest in witchcraft. The thing about witchcraft is it doesn't discriminate. Some people are going to have an easier time with it than others. That's just being real with it. You know, and there's different branches of magic to study. It's not just, you know, silly wand incantations, to quote Professor Snape. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman. There'll be no foolish wand waving or silly incantations in this class. As such, Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Yeah. And of course, speaking of Harry Potter, here come the Christians. Oh, Harry Potter is satanic and evil. He's teaching our kids about magic, and that's evil. Yeah, there are Christians who think like that, and I laugh so hard. I'm like, first of all, Harry Potter teaches kids that love is the most powerful magic. Second of all, it gives kids the chance to expand their reading vocabulary and encourages a healthy imagination. What's wrong with that? You know, prior to the Harry Potter series coming out, my reading level was abysmal. I couldn't read worth a shit, you know. But growing up reading the Harry Potter series, that actually helped with my reading level. And because of that, by the time I got to high school, I was already at a college reading level because of it. So, you know, I tend to think, you know, and these are the same Christians who are like, I'm not letting my kid watch SpongeBob because SpongeBob teaches kids to be gay. Yep, these are the same Christians who think like that. And it's like, the fuck are you smoking? These Christians who are like, oh, hey, Harry Potter is satanic and SpongeBob's teaching our kids to be gay. Oh no. And Christians like that give Christians in general a bad name. You know, I mean, you know, if you're one of those bigoted Christians that says stupid shit like SpongeBob's teaching our kids to be gay, if you're one of those bigoted Christians, might I point out the Last Supper? It's Jesus Christ surrounded by a bunch of dudes. I rest my case. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying, like, come on. You want to chastise a Nickelodeon cartoon, but you have a practically almost naked man draped on a cross and you worship it blindly like some dogmatic cult. I say dogmatic because dog spelled backwards is God. Oh, that's good. That. Like, you want to give people shit for SpongeBob because you think it's teaching kids to be gay, but you got some chiseled man draped over a cross and you worship it. I'm just saying. Catholics want... Then you see Catholics who discriminate against gays. And it always blows my mind. Because it's like, you won't discriminate against pedophiles, but you'll discriminate against gays. Here's your sign. Like, you want to persecute somebody for being gay. Have you seen that frilly pink cape you're wearing? Holy shit. Richard Simmons said it was fabulous. Oh, jeez. Okay, that... Oh. He made a Richard Simmons reference. Oh, jeez. That was... Okay, that was a little too far. I don't have a problem with other religions. I practice mine peacefully. Paganism was the first religion ever established. Christians, Jews, and Muslims have all stolen aspects of paganism and adapted it to their own belief. Exhibit 3234, the holy anointment oil. God told Abraham to put frankincense, myrrh, cannabis, virgin olive oil, a bunch of other shit, and mix it into an anointment oil. And then smear it on your head. Which to me sounds like potions. But then Christians want to be like, oh, you practice magic, you're a heathen. Right. Anyways, YouTube, that's enough shenanigans for this video. I'm gonna go take care of some business, and thanks for watching. And yeah, I would encourage all of you to give witchcraft a try. You can do wonders by adding some magic to your life. And you can also help other people. I mean, not trying to brag, but I've been casting dark spells against ISIS to aid in the good fight. I've been casting spells against ISIS, YouTube. And now, according to Trump, they've only got like one town they've got control of, which is going to be super easy to win back for people in the Middle East, if that is the truth, you know. But yeah, I'm going to go get some laundry money and get a little something something for Christmas dinner later on with some family members. So I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side. Thanks for watching.